Welcome to episode 138 of the 2-Minute Warning. Today I'm going over whether or not the Tampa Bay Buccaneers should fire their head coach, Bruce Arians. Did a video on this in the Los Angeles Chargers and Anthony Lynn. A little bit of a different situation, but still a similar topic that I think should definitely be addressed, especially after the Buccaneers' tough loss to the Kansas City Chiefs Sunday, 27-24 in NFL Week 12. My short answer is yes. Now, just because I say yes, that doesn't mean Bruce Arians is a bad coach. I actually think he's a phenomenal coach. We saw a few years ago he took Carson Palmer, Larry Fitzgerald, and he just did a great job with that team, taking them to the NFC Championship a few years ago. Unfortunately, Bruce Arians and that team had to face MVP Cam Newton, who went 15-1 that year, and it was unstoppable, except in the Super Bowl, obviously, where they lost to Denver. However, Bruce Arians and Carson Palmer did a great job that year, putting together an amazing team. I believe they went 13-3. So, obviously, I do think Bruce Arians has the credentials. He is an amazing coach. He can do amazing things, but I don't think he is the right coach for Tom Brady. Tom Brady's old. I think he's 43. He's got this year left and another year with the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. I highly doubt he plays any more football after these 2 years. So you need to make these 2 years as valuable as possible. Obviously, things can change if Bruce Arians and them click and they go on to win the Super Bowl. Of course, they'll probably keep him. But at this current pace, Tom Brady and Bruce Arians are not clicking enough to head to the Super Bowl. Obviously, they're on pace to make the playoffs with being at 7-5, and they got 4 games left in the season, being the Vikings, Falcons, Lions. Falcons, those are weak games that they should go 4-0 in, and they'll finish 11-5 and make the playoffs. But they're not going to win 3 road games in the playoffs against Russell Wilson, Aaron Rodgers, Drew Brees, Kyler Murray, Jared Goff, whoever it is. I do think they can make a deep playoff run, win in the first round, second round, and maybe even make the NFC Championship, but eventually they will stop, in my opinion, just because this current pace and this duo does not click. Bruce Arians is a risk it for the biscuit, go big or go home type of guy. Tom Brady, I don't want to say likes to play conservative, but he likes to play a lot smarter than Bruce Arians is. You see, just when the Bucs finally do get momentum and they get a drive going down the field, it's because they're just doing 8-yard dump-offs, hitting the slot, out the backfield, what Tom Brady used to do in New England. And then halfway into the drive, you'll see Bruce Arians call a deep ball, boom, pick, and that drive was all for nothing. So if that continues, that is exactly why the Tom Brady, Bruce Arians era is not going to last long, and that's exactly why the Bruce Arians era is going to leave Tampa Bay, in my opinion, because in the NFC, when you're facing Drew Brees, Aaron Rodgers, Russell Wilson, if you have those type of drives where you just end up throwing a pick, those opposing quarterbacks are going to take advantage of that and capitalize off that interception and march down the field and score a touchdown and make you wish you wouldn't have. So unless a magical thing happens, and obviously this is kind of a rough season with COVID, the teams didn't have practice, they didn't have preseason, they didn't have OTA, so there are some kinks that they're working out in the regular season, unfortunately, but still, I just don't think this is the right duo to win it all, just because they have such different playing styles. Tom Brady, like I said, kind of conservative, plays smart. He doesn't turn the ball over very rarely. Smart with penalties. Bruce Arians, screw it. Let's throw it, heave it 50 yards down the field and just hope for the best. And really, those are just not two type of play styles that you mix well with and end up in a Super Bowl. Now, not to just give you a blank answer, but if they got rid of Bruce Arians, I don't know the correct answer to fill him in with. It could be maybe Josh McDaniels from the Patriots, their offensive coordinator. I doubt that, but it's a possibility. The Chiefs offensive coordinator, who knows, Bill Belichick might come back or come and pair up with Tom Brady again. Obviously, these are all unrealistic in some type of way, but they're not impossible completely. So, endless possibilities to replace Bruce Arians, but I do think, unless they somehow, like I said, get it together and win a Super Bowl this year, I don't think Bruce Arians is the correct option for Tom Brady and the Buccaneers to win a Super Bowl, and next year they will not have him and they'll replace him with someone else where Tom Brady could be a coach and play like he wants to. 2-minute warning.